Hey friends, thank you for clicking on this Usher video. We're so glad and thankful and blessed that you are designed to serve your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in this way as we bring the church back to the building. So with the ushers, there are a few things that we would like you to know as you help. First is this. This is a face mask. We all know what they are. We will have some available here, but we would ask that you please wear one of these for serving as ushers. Now, we do this out of love for our neighbors, as ourselves, and just as an extra precaution as we serve the Lord here at the church. So now with this on, you are going to be in here in the fellowship area, helping people understand what to do. One of the first things that we're going to ask you to help them do is over here on the south wall, over by our pamphlets, we will have a table set up that will have our communion on it. On the first and fourth Sunday of the month when we celebrate communion, there'll be individual communion out here for everybody as they come in. And so if they're planning on taking communion, please have them grab one of those from over here. And now as we work our way towards the sanctuary and our fellowship area, you see off to my right is our fellowship area that is set up for social distancing worship. Here we see chairs that are set up and blue marks of tape on the floor, indicating where each row needs to be. Now, if your family comes in and there are not 2 people but 3, here's how we handle that. You then, as usher, help that family out by bringing a chair over there. Now, we are still 6 feet apart from the next family party. At the end of the worship service, we then, as ushers, bring these chairs back to their original marks here on the floor. It's important to understand that with this, we move only horizontally. We do not move chairs back and forth. We just move them horizontally, and we can do that all the way back. We can seat about 38 people here in our fellowship area. If they're wondering how are they going to worship, everything will be projected for them up here on our televisions. One here and then one up here. One on the screen and then one on the pastor in the front of the church. Now, also something that you're used to doing as an usher is taking offering and handing out bulletins. Well, we're not going to be doing those things for the foreseeable future. But what we will have is we'll have separate areas for people to place their offerings in here and then inside the church as well, and our children's offering in the same area. Now, as people come into the church, you're going to want to encourage them to keep moving, to find themselves a seat. And how that's going to work is you're going to encourage them to go to the pews that do not have orange tape across them. And as you come into the sanctuary, we'll use this pew as an example. You will see pieces of blue painter's tape on our pews. Each family that comes in is being asked to sit at a piece of blue painter's tape. If a family of 4 comes in and the final person sits here, that is all the people that you can have in this pew. You have to keep 3 pieces of blue tape in between each family party that comes in. This helps us keep our social distancing. With the way the church is set up, we can fit around at least 44 people into the sanctuary for worship. Now, what may happen is that we may have some people spread out a little bit further, but we could ask them to make sure they're sitting on that blue dot so we could still fit a few more people, another family party in at the other end of the pew. Now, when you do come up towards the front, we also do now have more room up here. We have a wheelchair accessible spot for our people to sit as well, with 2 other chairs that are set up here for them. This also works with our social distancing policy, our social distancing practice that we are doing here. Other things that the ushers then will help Pastor Scott with is the dismissal of the church back outside the building. And what that will consist of is in the sanctuary, we will move from back to the front. But before we dismiss the sanctuary, we will dismiss those people from the fellowship area. And that will run from front to the back. So first will be the fellowship area, front to the back. Second will be our high-risk room, which is the cry room. They'll be dismissed then. And then finally, our friends in the sanctuary from back to front will be dismissed. And everyone will be encouraged to go out to the yard, to the parking lot, and chat with one another out there. So please also help with reminding people not to gather within the building. I believe that's it. If there's other things that I have forgotten, I'll let you know. But I think that's a huge thing that you just need to know to help us get back to this building to have the worship of Jesus Christ. So thanks again for clicking on this one. If you have any questions, please reach out to me.